Hello, everybody. Let me uplift somebody today. Today, I want to share something about handling a thorn in the flesh. What exactly is this thorn in the flesh? We see it when we read the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7, where Apostle Paul says, "Unless I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me." Well, it's not really specific what Apostle Paul is talking about here. This thorn in the flesh, we don't know what it is. He calls it a messenger of Satan, which I would say in our lives today, we sometimes have a thorn in the flesh, which could be a troublesome spouse, which could be a stubborn child at home, which could be your boss at work, your co-worker. It could be any sickness that has troubled you for a long time. You don't even know how to come out of it, but it keeps on pricking you, right? So I'm to help you, to equip you with just a few points on how to handle a thorn in the flesh, the situation that is not coming out of your life, how to live with it without becoming ruined by your situation. First of all, you must know that that thorn in your flesh serves a purpose. Paul's thorn kept him from being exalted above measure. We all know that God hates pride, and sometimes He will allow us to, to have that thorn in our flesh, so that we remain humble. And remember that in our humility, He exalts us, He lifts us up. So allow that thorn in the flesh to promote you, to lift you up, right? Number two, resist the devil in negativity. Paul says, "I delight in my weakness." The more you see your situation positively, the greater God's power will be manifested in your life. See, condemnation about weakness shuts God's power to be released upon your life. So, no matter what you're going through, choose to be optimistic. See the light in the darkness. Because the more you see the light, the more the victory, right? And let me rush to number three, depend upon the grace of God. Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 8 to 9, pleads with God three times for God to remove this thorn in the flesh. But guess what God says to him? "My grace is sufficient for you, Paul. My grace is sufficient for you." That is watching me there. "For my strength is made perfect in weakness." This grace that God is talking about is not the immediate release of the thorn in the flesh. He's actually talking about that power that allows you to live in that miserable situation that you're going through. It is that power to endure infirmities, distress, shame, persecutions, tribulations, right? So while God allows that thorn in your flesh to remain, He covers you with grace. He loves you. So you should be grateful that you are not that woman, that man in the psychiatric hospital. You should be grateful that that trouble didn't lead you to emotional trauma or stroke. So you must be thankful to God. And lastly, please don't cry out to God to remove the stone, right? Because God would give His toughest battles to the toughest soldiers. So you are the lucky one, right? So delight in your situation, hang in there, and stay close to God. Find ways that this stone can work to your advantage. So, lastly, I want to tell you something. While you are going through that worst situation, whilst you are going through that suffering, something spectacular is coming in spite of the limitations. So God wants to be glorified. Sooner you will celebrate, sooner you will dance, you will smile with you.